welcome, welcome, welcome. How are y'all feeling?
Excellent.
Oh, I like that word. Okay.
Right. I'm good. Hype. I'm hype. I'm gonna say
I
I'm
was about to
hype.
say, we're not about to do no just I'm good.
I'm hype.
That's all we got. We got excellent and good.
One of the people cooking, the other one stuffing her face. Not too much of my girl. But yeah.
No worries, no worries. Well, good evening, y'all. I appreciate y'all sharing space with us on the Trigger Warning podcast.
We
Yes.
always stay triggered.
Well, I said I'm peaceful. I like that.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes. I'm trying to be in that energy, but it's been a week. So a few of y'all are not new to our live podcast episodes, even though today has felt a little bit different, but that's okay. But for those of y'all who have not joined us before, what we like to do, we like to start with a win, a lesson, or a trigger, and something we did for self this week. And so in the past week, anybody got a win they want to share?
I ain't smacked nobody. That's the win.
You said what?
I ain't smacked nobody.
Okay. I mean, that is a win. We didn't talk about this, but okay.
But I'm being tried. Tried and true.
Okay. Anybody else got a win?
Yes.
What's your win?
Mine is I stayed calm and peaceful during a stressful situation and then was blessed out of nowhere with faith. I guess I kept the faith and I was rewarded.
Okay, now.
That's good.
I like that. I like that.
Staying peaceful.
Short version.
Okay. I have a win. Honestly, my win and my lesson trigger are the same. They're same situation. So this past week, I had a family meeting, if you will, and it was us, me. It was well, not just me, but it was people revealing past traumas and things that have affected our family. And so it was very emotional. It was a lot of things. But I feel like I unlocked a new level of freedom. Even though I'm still processing what happened and what was shared and things like that. But I mean, I lost 10 pounds. Can't tell me nothing.
But you did it. You had that
you can't tell me nothing right now. So that was my win and lesson or trigger. Anybody else got another win? Or we could go into your lessons or triggers.
And you can put it in the chat if you don't want to say it. You should definitely type it.
Yes. And hello, Hillary. Thank you for joining. Appreciate you. Okay. Nobody else have that? Or did anybody do anything for self?
Yes.
Or plan to, even if you haven't executed already?
Yeah. For self, I'm sorry, I wasn't interrupting anybody.
Oh.
For self, I've been traveling a lot, taking time to sit. This Friday, I'm going to Dubai for a week.
Woo, girl, take me.
Excited. You can get in the luggage or my pocket, girl. Come on.
Oh my goodness.
Might be over the limit, but I'll pay you the overage.
Oh gosh, that's awesome though.
Enjoy it.
Oh yes. Are you more of a let's be in the hotel and like eat, or are you like, let's do all the activities,
It's
or a mix?
it's a resort that we'll be staying at, and we'll go off of the resort twice,
Mm-hmm.
no, 3 times for uh attractions. Like it's a restaurant that's the seats and the bar and everything is made of ice.
Mm.
Then there's a 360 swimming pool on the top of a building where you can see views from every angle.
Okay.
And dinner in the sky is the one I want to do.
Ooh.
Well, I always said I want to go to Dubai, but during Ramadan.
To eat all that food. I know that's right.
So I want to go during Ramadan. Like,
What is Ramadan? That's like a spiritual holiday or something, right?
well, they fast from sun up to sundown.
Mm.
They do their prayers. They normally do prayers 3 times a day. If I'm not mistaken, Ramadan is a little more.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it lasts 28
Okay.
Yeah, 28.
or
I
40.
used to do it with my ex. We did Ramadan together. Baby,
Thank
you do feel released and refreshed afterwards though. Like
Yeah.
your mind is
Mm.
so clear. Oh my God.
I need to do, I was planning on doing a fast last week, but it didn't happen. I need to do one for sure.
Never too
Anybody
late.
else have something they did for self or plan to?
Somebody wrote that they slept, they got rest for 2 days in the chat.
Oh, okay.
Come on, rest.
That's a whole win. So,
Lead
okay,
me.
if nobody else, anybody? Going once, going twice. Okay.
Did we skip
Well,
lessons?
huh?
Did we already skip lessons?
No, I said that trick, like a trigger or a lesson. Did you have one?
I don't think I have the trigger.
I mean, it could be either or.
The lesson for me would be stepping out of my own way because I am like an overthinker to the utmost. And just
Mhm.
appreciating the moment, the time, the presence or environment I'm in. Just being patient.
I like that.
I
Step
like
down
that too.
way. I
I mean,
feel you.
that's right along with the topic too.
Yeah.
That's huge. So yeah, if nobody else has anything, I don't see anything in the chat. So, well, again, welcome. Today we are talking about us battling, us having the mindset of it being me versus everyone, me, like everyone, me against the world, right? And then the other mindset of it, me versus me, kind of in line with what you just said, Nana. So when y'all think of that, like me versus everybody, me versus me, what do y'all think of? Like what comes to mind for y'all?
Me versus me is me not being the same person I was an hour ago, a day ago. Making sure I'm always evolving into a better person. But me versus everybody is basically saying F what everybody else think and let me do what I need to do. Don't worry about telling or explaining anything that I've decided to do to anyone. Because it's about you, yourself, me, and moving unapologetically and gracefully through it all.
Okay.
I like that.
Did anybody else have anything that came to mind?
Nope.
Nope, I ain't seen nothing in chat.
I feel like, and I completely, that resonates, like what you just said. And when I thought of like me versus everybody, and this might be because shadow work coach brain, but I think of me versus everybody like the mindset of I'm the victim. I'm the I'm the like, my life is like this because of external things. My life is like this because someone did this to me, or this didn't happen for me, whatever the case may be. And then there's the other side for in my head where it's me versus me, where it's like it's only me against myself. Like it's not me against everyone else, because at the end of the day, I have choice, I have power, like I have autonomy to, change my reality.
I like that.
So, and then let's see, Paula Zay said, for me, he said, me versus me is all about integration and transmutation. Now, I'm gonna need you to expound on that one.
I was reading it. I was like, I don't want to say it and mess it up, but I need some expoundment on it.
Because I
It's
mean,
the thought leader for me.
I could say what I think, but this is your thoughts. So if you're able, if not, it's okay. I mean, you can expound to what you are able to in the chat if you would like. But integration and transmutation. He said, give him a moment. Okay.
Take your time.
No worries.
That right there was heavy. Like, oh. I like how it was explained, and
that is why he is a thought leader. Paula Zay is dope. Yeah, we have a series we just started. It's called Beyond the Usual, and it's like just like this. Like we're just talking about like different topics. What did we do this past week? I can't even think of what the topic was. That's how my week has been, y'all. I don't even remember what happened. What was it on Sunday? That's a shame.
It's okay.
Anybody else though? Me versus me, me versus everybody.
I feel like that's a topic for me. I got to think about that because it's been me versus me for the last year. But
so when you say that, what do you mean? It's been you versus you.
I feel like it's been me putting myself first, being accountable, and just I don't know. That's why it took me so long to respond or comment on it.
No worries, no worries.
We got time.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, to me, it's like the difference between like internal battles and external battles. It's like, but I feel like when we're younger, when we grow up, it's me versus me, because it's all about us. Like we don't have the awareness to really think about people outside of ourselves. And then as we grow up, as we experience things, as things start to jade us, lower our vibration, essentially, it becomes we worry about everyone else. We think everything is happening to us because of everyone else or something else. And I feel like that's what a lot of people are mentally, because they're like, when they get triggered or when something doesn't happen, it's for all the other reasons, rather than taking ownership and saying, this is because I'm allowing it, for instance. Paula Zay said, so integration is when you bring both aspects of yourself into one. There's not separation. Transmutation is all about taking the energy from your past and present and transform it into something that is beneficial for your evolution. Yeah. And we did talk about a little bit too about like alchemy, being able to like transform the energy, so like even if somebody triggers you, somebody goes off on you, whatever the case may be, and they're throwing negative energy at you, as an alchemist, you have the ability to transmute that energy and turn the negative energy into positive, because energy is energy.
Mm-hmm.
It's just how we're going to utilize it. So in order to transmute it into something positive, we're not going to allow it to like get us. We gonna stoop to their level, go off on them, because that would only keep the same energy. We're not transmuting it.
Baby, I need that. I need that. Because I was about to go to somebody's level. They went to hell and I was finna go under it. Okay.
Not under.
Baby, I was gonna literally be standing right there with Satan like this.
But the fact that you didn't do it, I mean,
you want to know why? I didn't do it because we had this call.
Oh, well.
I was literally triggered an hour before the call. And that's why I said, I got some shit to talk about. Me versus everybody. I have literally taken steps to remove myself from certain situations peacefully at that, because I could have went out with a bang, but I did it peacefully. I could have let the hood rat part come out of the light worker. But I did it peacefully. And there's still people just still bothering me. Like, you're still just finding nitpicking things to say whatever in quote. Now it's never said directly to me. You're like calling other people or whatever, but it's like, yo, leave people alone. Like, why? And me personally, I just keep telling myself, this is a test. Like, you have to pass this, or you're going to keep going through the same things over and over.
And that's just ghetto.
And baby, retaking the same test is ghetto. And it's just annoying.
Why so they're just jealous of your light and energy? And that happens a lot.
Because they keep coming for both of us, but it's just like, girl, breathe. It is something like I know I could fight for, but at the same time, it's like, for what? That's me giving it too much energy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna let you have it, and I'm moving love and light instead of the darkness. But then at the end, my head is like, but there's no light without darkness. But you know, that's just.
But you've already acknowledged the darkness.
Duality.
But you still allowed the light to shine, and you did not follow through. So it's not follow through. So that's the win. It's not that you have the lack of those thoughts. It's just that you don't stay in them, and you follow through less.
That's it.
Which I was just thinking. I'm like, Dee, that when we started this podcast, I think she would have followed through.
Baby, bing, list. That's all.
Yes. She said it's growth, allowing the universe to handle them accordingly. Absolutely, because that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't have to wish bad on anybody. That's the crazy part.
And that's the thing. I have learned a long time ago that I don't speak ill will on anyone. For the simple fact, mostly everything I say does come true. That's why it is power really truly in your tongue. So if I'm like, I'm gonna get this job, I'm gonna get that, I'm gonna get it. So I know if I can do that with getting things, you can do the same thing with ill will.
Right. Absolutely. And then, I mean, let's not even talk about the fact that even when you do that, listen, this is why I never got into that, like the dark energy, like really, because I don't have time. Now, listen, my people, like the people behind me, my ancestors, like the angels, all of them, they don't play about me. But I'll know who your team got. So if I'm over here wishing it was like, if you got like Big Mama over there somewhere, I ain't got time. I don't have time.
I get it.
Karma will handle it. I mean, that's right. You can't have the light without the dark. That's the beauty. That's what Paul said. But I mean,
You
Spirit
can't.
knows.
But yeah, I mean, it was,
Spirit.
I don't think I asked Boy that today though. I didn't ask her today. Was it Friday? Because anytime I'll be about to do something crazy, I'm like, was it Friday? Can I not get out of jail till Monday?
Oh yeah, that's the worst.
Yeah. I'm dead. I'm dead. It's not the worst. But no, literally, that's how I look at me versus everybody. And that's just the state I'm in. I was speaking earlier and I was letting it be known, like, the veil is very thin right now. So everybody's been exposed. So you either be your authentic self or you're going to be exposed. And I'm noticing a lot of people are getting exposed and they don't like the full exposure. So instead of them taking accountability for their BS, they rather just project it and put it on someone else.
And those
So
projections, that's exactly where the me versus everybody is. Does anybody else have like an example of having either one of those like mindsets? Something that occurred in your life or that you've seen?
Projections, me versus me versus everybody, anything.
You know, I was on a date a couple weeks ago and we went to Dave and Buster's. And there was this lady at the bar and she got up and asked us, she was like, hey, like, will you, like, she basically asked us to watch her food and drink. Like, cause she was sitting at the bar and like our table was right here. She was like, I know I can ask like the employees, but she was like, it's something about like, I just, wanted to come over here and ask. And she was like, I'll buy you guys a shot. And I'm like, I mean, I ain't gonna turn down a shot, but like, I would have done it without that. But she was waiting for her like sister and her husband or something to come because it was, I think, like her sister's birthday or something. So she had already taken a few shots. When they came, it was like they were just having the time of their life. Okay. Like they was loud, like singing, taking photos and stuff. And I remember, like, I just had this flashback where I remember I used to get so like I would feel embarrassed for people, even though I didn't know her, I was with her or anything like that. I used to feel some type of way about people, like just
being loud.
Just not even caring about who's around. And I realized I was like, wow, like now, like a couple weeks ago, I was just like, I love that for her. Like I'm not gonna be as, I'm not gonna vibe the way she's vibing. However, like I love that for her. And I realized that was a projection that I used to have because it was about a certain level of freedom that people had, where they don't care about that people were like looking over at them and, whether they would laugh or smile or whatever the case may be. Like none of that mattered. It was just about how they were feeling in the moment and just being.
My brother.
And that was a projection for me that I realized like now, like I said, the mindset has changed. But before that was a big like me versus everybody. And I realized that like I think a lot of us from like high school and stuff, had stuff like that, like would feel some kind of way because somebody's not caring. And today I like to not care.
My older brother, Mark, is like that. Like, for one, he don't care what nobody think. He gonna do what he wanna do. He's gonna call himself singing. I call it hollering, but whatever. Whatever floats your boat, my boy. But he does not care. And I used to hate that. And it was because I had the insecurities. Like, I don't want everybody looking at me. I don't want you doing X, Y, and Z or whatever. That's why. But now, for one, I'm not going to where it's too many people anyways, because if it's too loud, it's gonna mess with my nerves. But once people get to know me, I'm one of the goofiest people. I don't take nothing serious either. So, like, I get it. But no, I learned that live life free and unapologetically directly from my brother, because He don't care. And he don't meet no stranger. My husband doesn't meet a stranger. He will talk to a roach. And I used to hate that too. Like, why are you talking to everybody, bro? Let's go. You don't have to say hello to everyone. You can say hello and keep it moving. But he said hello and have a whole conversation. But again, at that point, that's when my throat chakra was blocked. And I didn't want to talk and I didn't want to have that conversation.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I get
That's
it.
huge. Anybody else? Or even if it's the me versus me mindset as well. I know y'all got some experiences now.
A whole lot, because I'm at a family function in Lanier Town, and I had the phone on mute for about 10 minutes.
I appreciate you. I know that background.
I want it. I'll have to call you when the call over so you can say hi.
Okay. That's my cousin, y'all.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, Nate. I know you got some stuff to say.
She
Okay,
was
so
looking like this, you want to say it or not.
Right.
yeah, I
Like,
was like,
I
that was
know you
probably
do.
my me versus me, because I don't really like talking in front of people. So it would
Mhm.
probably be my me versus me, being open and transparent with everybody else. But at the same time, it's kind of self-contradicting, because kind of like how y'all was saying, some people don't care about other people's thoughts and stuff like that. I don't care about other people's thoughts. Like, I speak my mind freely, but it's just who I speak my mind to. I don't trust everyone, so I more so selective, if that makes sense.
It does. I was just talking about that with someone the other day. So is it like a certain area in your life that you feel that you're more free? Like whether it's like work or with family or is it?
I think that honestly, I'm me everywhere. I don't change for nobody. It's just a matter of if I'm comfortable with you or not. If I'm comfortable, then you get to see the real me, the more in-depth and personal. But like for outsiders, I just don't like letting people in to get close to me, because I don't want it to flop or go wrong.
So that is the topic. That is
right
literally the topic. Why do we filter ourselves?
Because everybody can't handle us.
And I don't want to say
but
it's
okay,
filtering.
why is that our problem?
But I wouldn't call it filtering. Like, everybody doesn't get the 100% me. Everybody doesn't see the real goofy person. A lot of people get we go somewhere, I'm in the corner, I'm chilling. Like, because when people, my past experience, I'm speaking for me, people got to know the real me, they use that shit against me. So what you're never going to do is use the real me against me. Because then when you become open, and like now, like the situation now, when you thought somebody was your partner, they know stuff about you and they try to use it against you. And I don't mind, like one person found out about my rape when I was raped. You try to use that shit against me. Like, you can't make something that I went through hurt me though. Believe that. But that's just how people are. So I wouldn't call it filtered. We're just more protective of who gets the 100% us.
Important.
I get that. So would you say that is because it's like this is life, right? This is the ghetto 3D realm we are in, and we are bound to be hurt. We are bound to be, to be triggered, to go through the things, life be life in. So what is the difference between, because these same people are like, no matter how we are, like it doesn't matter, they're gonna find something if that's just how their energy is, if that's just how their spirit is, they're gonna find whatever they can about you to twist it around, to project, to, like have a reason to not like you.
They can
So
have
what is
reasons.
what is the difference between us not being our most authentic selves, the integrated, like fully just I'm showing up as me self, versus I'm gonna change a little bit, I'm gonna shift a little bit. Hey Destiny, welcome. So that other people can what?
I get it.
Accept us more?
Well, me personally, for me, I don't care what nobody else think. I just rather save my reaction, because I feel like if I just give my all to people like outsiders, and I keep saying outsider insiders because that's exactly how I feel about people who I'm not close to. So I feel like if I give them or show them my all or welcome them in and let them see the real me or all of me, then kind of like what Dee said, they tend to use it against me, and then they get my reaction. And so I don't want to take it there. We ain't got to go there. So I'd rather just say to myself. So I wouldn't necessarily say it's to make other people feel better. It's to protect how I'm going to act.
Bois said, I think it's more so protecting your energy and not much so not being your authentic self.
Okay.
Goes hand in hand too, like what Nate was just saying. Like it's the reaction, because however when you do what you do, it's my reaction to you. So my energy gonna shift regardless. So I can see it as being that. Me personally,
Yeah.
if you don't get the 100% authentic me, you're getting a bitch. To be real, I'm really closed off. I'm just like this. You see me smile if you speak to me. So most of the time when people do that to me that hasn't seen authentic me, they ain't got much to say, but she don't smile. She's so rude. Because people who really know me gonna be like, that's a lie.
So silly.
They're gonna be like, that's a lie. You don't know the real D. Like, that's it, that's all. But once you really know me, and I can say that it's so many people that have so many different stories to say about me. And my mom used to always tell me that. She was like, oh, it's so much people say about me. But when you really get to know my mother, she's one of the funniest, laid back people you ever can be around. But everybody call her stuck up. Because when she walks with her head up. She don't go like this. And it look like her head is always up. You like, dang, how about if you trip over something? She like, ain't nothing beneath me. So people always say that she was stuck up. But she's so laid back and so country. But when she talked to regular people, it's so proper because, but then you get on the phone with her sisters and them, they're like, oh, I'm about to go over line. And I'm like, what's over line? Across the street, folk. Like, you can't give your authentic self to 100% people if that's what you want to do. But again, like Bois, Nay, and everybody else, Natasha, I don't want to mess up her name, and you're protecting your energy. My energy is worth more than how any motherfucker feel about me.
Yes. Do y'all think that the resting bitch face is a part of Black culture? It's a stigma.
I ain't never seen a white person really with a resting face, so I don't know. Like, probably.
I have.
You have? I haven't.
I was gonna say, I feel like it probably started that way, but I think it is expanded as most things in the culture have now. But yeah, like I think anybody can. It's just in the energy and in how they faces is showing.
But okay, so how do y'all feel about people having a permanent one? Like, for real, people would be like, they'll text me, yo, you need to smile. And I'm like, oh, I thought I was. Like, I literally be thinking I'm smiling the whole time. I'm like, I never know. Because I'm in a good mood. I'm just not going to sit there and like, I look like a creep. For what? Who that's for?
Yeah.
Bois said people have to earn you. It shouldn't be given. That's how we get more traumas and being completely open without knowing the spirit.
Oh, that's absolutely true.
By the spirit.
That's absolutely true. Because we got energy vampires out here, and I don't care how not spiritual y'all are, y'all know how it is when y'all come across people that, like, you talk to them and all of a sudden you tired, like you just drained afterwards, or you was having a good day and you talk to somebody and next thing you know, you pissed off. That's that energy transference. So I don't care what you subscribe to, if you're spiritual, not spiritual, religious, not religious, like energy don't lie at the end of the day. So that's absolutely true. We definitely have to, I think that is a better perspective to have on it being more so about protecting your energy rather than making it about other people. So I think when we make it about other people, that's essentially giving our power away. Like we're giving them the power to say like you have control of how I feel or what I'm doing over here. No, not at all.
Yeah, I'm controlling none over here, partner. I just let you know what you're gonna get and what you're not gonna get from me. I am the temple, and I can only allow certain people into my temple at all times. The temple is not only the food you put into your body. I mean, allowing things into your temple is not just the food or any sexual. It's the energies you allow around you also. That's why I don't do big
So how would you say that we get here then?
What do you mean?
How do you get to that mindset for people that are maybe earlier in their journey? And how do
you
I
just
get
gonna
to
have
that?
to go through some shit to be keep it a bit. You're gonna have to go through some stuff. You ain't just gonna wake up one morning and be like, I am the light and I know how to block it off. Like you gonna go through stuff. For me, I am still I'm still learning, okay? I literally just went through it, slapped in the face, like, oh, you didn't see that? You became open to a person that you weren't supposed to be open to. And that's what I'm dealing with at this moment. So I get it, but you learn, you get hurt, you kind of know better. You might get hurt again. But
so what would you do? So what would you do differently then?
Listen to my first instinct and say F that person, keep them at a distance. Play
So
you at a
ignored
distance.
it first, your
I
intuition?
did. Yep. And I would stop putting other people before me. I wouldn't be in a situation that I'm going through or coming out of now if it wasn't for me putting them before myself. I gave up my vision and my dreams for somebody else. Because I wanted to be so nice. Girl, fuck them. Period.
Now you look like you need to respond.
No,
like
she
you got
don't.
a comment.
She ain't got nothing to say. This is a free and open space, but they ain't got nothing to say. Boss said going through lessons are understanding patterns and familiar energies.
Yeah.
I
think that's the difficult part. Like at least that's how it was on my journey. I felt like because I used to feel like intimacy and connection in relationships, like not even just romantic, was me sharing all of my dark secrets and you sharing yours and we're like connected. Like I was trauma bonding and I thought that's how you make friends. And to get to where I'm now, like I remember in the beginning, it was so hard because like I was trying to feed that core wound of like, not only people pleasing, but wanting to be approved, wanting to be loved, wanting to be accepted. So I was trying to grab onto anybody that would allow me to, because I'm trying to fulfill that void, essentially,
That's true. That is true.
And it was not easy to start to recognize.
And then you'll realize that
when it's your intuition.
Energy and spirits are spirit is just that spirit. So like if somebody leave out of a room and somebody come back, like say somebody left out your life, but then another person come and you like, damn, they act just like them. It's not them as a person, it's the spirit that's attached to them. That spirit from that last person never left. So that person just picked it up and boom, now it's on them. And that's one of the hardest things to ever truly realize, honestly. Like, it's not them as a person, but then we can never be blind to the fact that it may not be them as a person, but that person is too open and acceptable for that spirit to just easily jump on them like that.
I like that.
That's true.
So we gotta learn how that people like that honestly ain't never shapeshifters. When they can jump to jump, they're shapeshifters. So they're going from wherever they're at, they just molded to that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And I've met a lot of shapeshifters in the last few years. And it's normally the people that's never been accepted, that are lame. They were lame in middle school. Nobody knew them. So now they have to be accepted everywhere. So they're just going to mold themselves to whatever clique they're with at the time. Just so they can say, oh, that's my girl. But is it really that serious that you have to fit in? Be yourself. That's them versus them.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sucks though. It sucks to be them.
You said a lot.
Thank you. Yeah, I know I got my ordination with Reverend. I'm just like, but I did on her.
I had things that were coming through my mind when you were saying that, but now I'm like, I don't even know which part I wanted to touch on. But you said a whole lot.
Girl, touch on all of it. What's up?
I think that was Jose said knowledge of self is key. Absolutely. And honestly, too, like, I think for me, the turning point was not so much trying to understand or learn how to know what the energy, like what their energy felt like, but it was more so knowing how my energy felt. So knowing when I'm off, knowing when my energy shifts because, you know, maybe something of a lower vibration or whatever has come into my, like my aura, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I think, does that make sense? Or am I like, I don't know. It made sense in my head. Okay. Like, it made sense in my head. It was like more so about like just really having the self-awareness and understanding this is where I'm vibrating at. And if anything like comes towards me that like is not of that vibration, like I'm going to notice it. And I think when you get to that point, I think that's when, not that people don't come into your space, but you get better at like recognizing and being able to like create boundaries and not integrate yourself with them.
I see that.
Mm-hmm.
I can piggyback on it. The boundaries is 100% super important for all relationships. And then being aware of the energy that you attract, because you are not a human or a person or a being of what you attract sometimes, but maybe that's what you accept. Maybe that's what you're familiar with. And like you said, the shape shifting, that spirit hasn't left the space or wherever you frequent, and it's recognizable or familiar to you, so you go along with it because it's easy.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are self-aware, it should be a challenge for you to move differently, not accept it, not appreciate it the same. Have a new respect on yourself for moving differently. And being uncomfortable is, for me personally, would be the biggest part.
Mm-hmm.
I hate being uncomfortable. But being self-aware, I am also in tune with, and that's very difficult for a lot of people, especially when your behavior is tolerated or accepted in spaces. So when it's brought to your attention of a concern or issue, of course you take defense, or that person takes defense. because not enough people or the right person is speaking life or positivity into them about what is a concern or what makes them feel uncomfortable or weird. And you may distance yourself from that person that told you those things, but after self-awareness, sitting with yourself a later date or time, you may become aware of it and do better moving forward and possibly reconnect with that honest person and build a better relationship.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I got.
I like that though.
That's a whole word.
That comes back to them uncomfortable conversations that a lot of people swear they like to have, but don't ever have them.
Right?
Correct. Correct.
I've
People
noticed
are
a lot of people say that, like, just have an uncomfortable conversation. But when it's time to have it, they don't know how to have them.
Yeah.
So,
They'll say, please be honest with me. Please tell me the truth. And as soon as you build up the courage to face them with the truth or how it made you personally feel,
they get
then
their back.
no more. Then it's a problem. You doing too much. And you act that you just cannot handle it.
But you know, I'm like, it's crazy. Like I really get excited. Not always in the moment, but I get excited when I'm triggered. Because when people like come at me a certain type of way and when they project and when they blame and they like do all of those things, that is when I get the opportunity to see how far I done came in my healing journey. You know, like that is the test for me to like try me. Let's see, what are we gonna do today? And I think it's only in those things, like it's not when we're just like vibrating high and everything is going and flowing. It's really in that resistance that we face that we can truly see like where we are engaged, like, okay, this is where I need to work on.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I need to like start like doing some work, some shadow work, get some therapy, get some coaching.
I mean,
do some journaling, meditate.
It showed me how far I've come, then it showed me the other side of me, like, yeah, but you still not gonna play with me. Like, I get hyped when I'm triggered. I had to learn how to sit back and think. Cause baby, once I'm triggered, it's 0 to 1,000. Ain't no sit there, namaste. Now I'ma knock your goddamn head off, and then I'm think about it. Like, and that's a lot of growth to even say, let me think about it. Is it worth it? Because honestly, the situation today, I could have been like, bro, I'm about to just pull up on Shorty. But at the same time, it was like, be better than her. It's not worth it. I went to Tia Kemp. I wanted to tap into my good auntie Tia Kemp. And then I just was like, okay, I'll be Ayana Van Zandt. But
so what did you do since this was fresh for you? What did you do to shift? Because obviously you thought about it. But what got you to go the other way?
I got on the phone with my brother and told my brother exactly what I would have told that bitch. Because my brother gonna agree with me and keep it moving. And then he told me, are you done? I was like, yeah. He was like, all right. Well, you can't do that. And I'm like, yo, I hung up because I was like, I didn't ask you what I could I do. Then I called Bois. Nate would have gave me a whole lesson on not to let people get me there. Or it was my fault. But you know, we live here. But that's exactly what I did. I did come out. I had to let it out because I'm feeling played or whatever. But again, honestly, it is nothing but just jealousy and envy. But it's like I always tell people, leave people alone. If nobody bothering you, leave them alone. They're not doing nothing to you. Let people live their life. If you and your life are miserable, take that somewhere else. don't project that on nobody else. These people ain't even in your space, and I just really think it's odd because why would you bother people that you have blocked? Why would you still? I'm not worried about somebody I done blocked on everything. I wouldn't care what they doing.
Exactly.
Why are you so pressed, Bookie? And you old enough to be my mama.
Oh, you talking about somebody particular?
Oh yeah,
Very specific.
it's a group of them. They all old enough to be my mama.
But actually, you brought up something, and this is something that I actually do with my clients. That is a really good exercise. Like when we're triggered, when we're like battling, which way do I go? Which path do I take? It is really good to do. I mean, it could be a journaling exercise. You can write it down, or you can talk it out with someone. But you essentially come from the perspective of anger.
Yeah.
Or you come from the perspective of guilt and shame. You come from the perspective of, okay, my like more healed whole self, like my higher self, essentially. Like you express from each persona
It all be like
to allow it to release and, you know, to get out that energy so it doesn't get stuck, essentially. And once you do that, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be more in a space of like more grounded, more level-headed to be able to make a choice that's more authentic to you, that's more beneficial to you. Have y'all done anything like that? I mean, you basically did it with the anger.
Even at times when I haven't calmed down, I had to like journal it out, but that's a good lesson though, like to move forward, honestly.
Yeah, because that's the thing. I think a lot of people go through something like that and they just sit with it, or they just, you know, they battle all these thoughts rather than just like really focusing on one and being able to get it out, and then I can do the other, and then, you know, another. And like I promise you, it's like it's just a dump. It's a purge. So
yeah, I think my main thing, if I'm angry, I'm gonna call my brother. But if I'm like just sad or something, I call my mom and then my older brother. You know, because you know they're the pastors and the ministers, so I'm gonna let them rock that out. Let them figure it out. But out of anger, I need to call somebody else. Then I yell, I do my thing, my 1-2, and then I really do be feeling better because then I literally sit there and just laugh and be like,
it's not that hard.
dang, I really have you hurt. I love that for you.
Yeah, you know, that's like my favorite saying. So
yeah,
I love that for you.
Right, for you, not for me, Bookie.
That is not my ministry, but I love that for you. Yeah, absolutely. Do you have any other things that you do when you're like in that moment? Because that's really great to have community, to know who you can go to. Because we talked about it previously, like a lot of people don't even have a safe space to share things with like that.
No, that's it for me.
Now you got something?
Or I mean, they don't mean you have to have a girl.
If I'm being honest, I'm working on it because when I get to that point, it really just depends on the situation and the environment for me. Because sometimes, I mean, I may just take a step to the side and pray, if I'm being honest. And then other times I may just be quiet because that just may be the best thing for that moment for me, just to not say nothing and think. And I'm always real big on what's next, more so like what's next? What's gonna happen next if I do this? What's gonna happen next if I do that? So I'm working.
I'm
like
here
that
for the self-awareness.
What's next?
Yeah.
I need to do that. What's next?
I told Dee, when Dee was having her little problems, I told her to focus on what's next, but she was focusing on being angry in the moment.
I mean,
But like we
think
said, I mean, you can't have the light without the dark. Like we sometimes, like that's exactly where we need to be, is to sit in those emotions, like that are true to who, whatever stage we're in. So if it immediately went to the anger and like, oh, we bout it today, like let's sit in that for a minute. Like let's let it process. Now we can see where the growth is if we're gonna sit in it, like we're gonna stay in it, or we choose another path. But we should not emotionally bypass. I think that's where we cause issues internally and externally.
but I
Skipping
like
through the
that,
feelings,
though.
not acknowledging them, not, allowing us to like work through that feeling.
I like that idea though. Like, what's next? What's the point? Like, you literally have to, before you react, you should ask yourself, like, okay, I'm doing that, but what's next? What's gonna happen afterwards?
Yeah.
What's my consequences for that decision?
Yeah, so that kind of goes back to what you said a little while ago when you was like, you gotta go through stuff. You gotta
Mhm.
experience things. Because for me personally, the only reason I think like that as of now is because I done been through stuff. And I want to go back to where I've been. So yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Like that. Okay. I did not even think that this conversation was going to go the way it did, but it went exactly how it was supposed to. We usually do where if anybody wants to shout out their business or something they got going on at the end. I know we've shared our stuff already, so is there anyone else?
No, I just want to tell everybody that I appreciate y'all podcast and I'm gonna be on time. I'm gonna be on time next time. But for
Me
like
too.
anybody else who's like watching and stuff like that, this is a good podcast to pay attention to because I didn't think that I would be somebody to interact at all. Like I said, when I first got on here and I started talking, like one of my biggest things with me versus me is talking and expressing myself to other people. So tune in, y'all.
Well, thank you. It's a
We
safe space.
appreciate that. Yes. We like to talk about things that matter. Things that matter that a lot of people don't talk about. Paulizay said you can follow me on all platforms at Paulizay_Anthony. Yes, he is. Yeah, I look forward to you being able to engage more next time because people need to hear. People need to hear what you have to say, Paulizay. He's amazing. But yes, that's all we got today, y'all. So until next time, as we always say,
Stay triggered.
stay triggered.